Welcome to the channel. This will be the 6th installment to my reading of what happened the night Marilyn left the earth. Ghost is here. I don't know if you can see him. He always makes readings better. So, if you're new to my channel, hey, I'm Melissa. I like to be a fly on the wall. I like to buzz through the blinds of the person on my mind. And I did 5 readings so far, focused on the day Marilyn was last here. Each reading was focused on a different person that we believe was at her residence at some point in that day. But I'd say the stories are conflicting and go back and forth. So, but I said what I said. I will say, the reading I did on Pat, who was her press agent at the time, I read that energy as a masculine. Like Pat was Patrick, but Pat is Patricia. When I looked a little more into it, I said what I said in the reading, I stand by it, but I will say that overall, Pat was probably more, during that time, women didn't necessarily do those jobs, you know, like today. It wasn't like today. And I read that Pat said that she felt Marilyn was like a sister. One, I'm not positive if they did or didn't have some sort of relationship at some point that was more than friends in a way, just because of rumors or things surrounding Marilyn being also with females at different points. I don't know if that's true or not. And overall, I saw the Lover's card and said that this person felt that Marilyn was a soulmate of theirs. And I do believe that our siblings, friends, parents, people that come into our lives and help us along the way of our path are our soulmates. So, sorry I misgendered Pat, but anyway, just wanted to point that out in case you watched those readings and was like, what the hell, lady? Alright, this reading will be focused on Marilyn. So, I've looked at what I believe are the different people that came to her home during that day. So, I want to know, now everyone has left. Bobby has left. If Bobby did come there, which we believe he did, and they had their conversation, what happens? What happens, Marilyn? Let's focus on that energy. This is a general reading for entertainment purposes only. Alright, show us Marilyn. After everyone has left, and the times are debatable, supposedly. Alright, Marilyn. Show me your energy. Bobby has left. You're home. Show me you. Show me... Oh, almost half the deck came out. Feeling a lot. Just show me your overall what represented you. Bobby's gone. That conversation has happened. Eunice is somewhere in the house. Her room or kitchen or something. You've already talked to Pat. You had the thing with Peter. The doctor came. Judgment. Queen of Cups. 2 of Cups. 9 of Disc. Okay. So, this is the Judgment card. She could have felt like overall, she was facing her resurrection, either in her career. This came out for the press agent, I feel like. And I didn't say it in the press agent reading, but I thought it afterward. Like, this could have also had to do with the resurrection of her career. Like, you know, the conference that she was planning to do. If you watched the other readings, this day in my readings, you know, was kind of hectic. She was feeling a lot of things. This came out for Bobby in reverse, and I said what I felt about it, that she was probably feeling it. Like, sometimes this card represents a feminine energy that's been drinking. And if you watch the other readings, it makes sense. This Two of Cups, I don't know if this came out in the Bobby thing. This came out a few times in the different readings. So, I'm going to say she was reflecting on everything from that day. Like, what this would mean for her relationships, her career, her as a woman. I even just felt like, you know, she felt like, because of what had led her to this point through her childhood, her teenage years, her young adulthood, she felt like, you know, a certain part, the old Marilyn was gone. She wasn't worried about how she was going to be looked at. This could even say that she really only cared anymore about what the man upstairs thought of her. She didn't care anymore about all the people that used to praise her, like fans, the men that adored her because of her looks. You know, she felt like she was older, and that was, you know, that wasn't everything. She was actually incredibly intelligent, and a lot of what happened to her, where it was made to look like she, without getting into the whole thing, she was a lot smarter than people realized, okay? And I'm going to say this represents all the emotions, also feeling the effects of the alcohol. She may have had another drink. I think she was feeling emotional. She may have even been crying. This could be reflecting either on what she thought she had at one time with Peter, at one time with Jack, at one time with Bobby. I specifically felt Bobby, but I think it also had to do with that she was, you know, an independent woman. She wanted to have children. She wanted to be married. And I think she was facing and feeling like she was going to be alone. I think she felt very alone. I think this represents feeling like I just said, you know, she didn't get to have the kids. She was not married, and she felt like it wasn't going to happen for her. And I think she was coming to terms with that, but there was a sadness. Alright, what's yours? Alright, the Four of Discs, the Fool, and the Hermit. Okay. So, this could be saying, as she's sitting there, I don't know, I just felt the bugs, they're listening. The bugs, her place was bugged. I just felt it, like maybe she was on the phone, and they were hearing the conversation, and she was saying something about, I'm not holding back anymore, because sometimes this is the energy that's holding back, or seen as greedy, you know, the miser, but like, sometimes I look at it as the person that doesn't want to hold back, And this bug is really standing out. And I'm going to say in this moment that she's definitely being affected by the drinks throughout the day, or whatever else she might have taken. If she did take a pill, it might have been around this time. This could represent, yeah, she was a Gemini, and I got, almost in every reading, I got the Magician and the Lovers and, like, the cards that represent the Gemini energy, and how there are two sides to the Gemini. And I just feel like that's what this is representing. That, like, part of her was not there. Was not all there. Okay? Whether it was because of the alcohol, because of the day, everything, the pressure, and the everything she knew, like the foolish leap she was making into this new resurrection of herself. By jumping off the cliff, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, and I always say that in this deck, this Fool is not all there. I see through them. This could also represent that that people, whoever was listening, the bugs, knew everything she was going to do. So there was no hiding. Whatever she thought she was hiding, you know, they could see right through it. And this is standing out, and the Hermit energy is sometimes the energy that goes. I just felt it, so I'll say it. I could be super wrong. Obviously, this is a general reading for entertainment purposes only. But she could have been talking to someone, if they were listening, about how she was maybe gonna leave. Like, run away. Just because this, like, you know, like, stick, like, the hobo stick, like, she's running, you know, like, the person's... And because sometimes this represents ghosting for me, the Hermit energy. If not, then it's just showing, like I said, what I first felt, the two different sides to this person. You know, that the half part of them was very foolish, and people thought was, like, maybe kind of cuckoo. Like, what the things that I associate with this Fool card, specifically, like, when the person's not all there, you know? But then this other side of them that's, like, has been to a place that others haven't, that sees the world and themselves differently, okay? Because that's what the Hermit is. But like I said, I did feel that. So when I said that, what I felt was that if what I said holds any truth about that she's talking to someone and the bug is hearing, and she's maybe saying, yeah, I know, I gotta get out of here. She might have had a bad feeling, you know, at this point, because of everything leading to this, everything that happened that day. And whoever was listening was like, we have to do this tonight. Like, because she's gonna split. Maybe that's why the way she was found. We're gonna look more. Oh, there's that underneath it. Okay. Sorry. I just saw, like, a few things in my head, so it just threw me. Because after I did the Peter read, and even the Bobby read, like, I don't know, after I did the Bobby read, seeing that Three Swords, saying Bobby's name, I thought he came off a certain way in the read that surprised me. Like, there was actually tenderness there or something. But then afterward, like, when, you know, I stopped the video or whatever, I felt, like, very uneasy about him. like he fooled me. Like he might have been more narcissistic than I wanted to see. That's how I felt afterward. So, which is usually I don't feel that if, you know, after a read. Alright, so anyway, I just need to point that out. And then I thought in my own head, without the, like, I was like, I wonder if Peter and Bobby did this, you know, and I'm like, because it was like kind of sloppy, and, but now I'm not so sure. I don't know. Alright, Marilyn. So, this is what she's feeling. She maybe made a phone call. That's what I just felt from that thing under this. Someone was listening, or someone's. Alright, so now, Marilyn, you made your possibly made a phone call. You're feeling these things. What now? What happens now? Okay. Alright, we have the Strength card. This came out a few times. And I felt like in the readings it came out in, it was representing how those energies that Marilyn was encountering during, you know, the readings we were peeking in on conversations of, the, you know, that this represented the strength, the courage that Marilyn was exhibiting, or she felt she was, by everything she was planning to do, as far as the conference and the things she wanted to expose. Alright, this is the Gemini energy, the Lovers. The first thing I felt when I saw it, because I saw it here, and this, kind of made me think of the other readings it came out in. It came out for the press agent, it came out for Bobby, it came out for a lot. And then this Prince of Swords, and these Seven of Cups, the choices. This came out a few times too. Alright. When I saw this, I thought Bobby. Especially because I feel like this came out in the Bobby reading, and I just mentioned that I felt like he wasn't as... Alright, you were there. This could be saying that Bobby's the one who sent the message, who made the choice to have this happen. And that, you know, she thought this was her lover. She thought he was, you know, you were there if you watched the other readings. What? Alright. I'm starting to feel like Bobby's the one that made the call. Yeah. Okay. This could also, for me, mean, since the call, what I just mentioned, excuse me, the call that she made or was being heard could have been to Bobby. I felt it, so I said it. Now let's see, there's not a lot here, so, okay. I'm gonna say, soon, after the last supposed visit in person at her residence with Bobby, that she was feeling this, and whatever I felt, you know, before that, with the call, I feel like was to Bobby. It happened, you know, whatever time after X amount of hours, maybe 4 hours. And then this. So, I'm going to say the Five of Wands, Page of Wands, and it goes to the Devil, which is how she actually started the day. And by that I mean, if you didn't watch the very first reading, we focus on Eunice. She was the first person's energy I focused on, and I asked, what was her energy, Marilyn's? You know, how did Marilyn wake up that day? How did she, and it started with this. So, I feel like Bobby's the one that made the call. Like, the call, that, like, this has to happen right now. Now, I'm not sure what I'm feeling from this. Because usually, the Five of Wands, for me, is the person that feels like they're not being heard. Like, I mean, it's a card of people. Usually I say it's people fighting in a way that is, unorganized. Like, it doesn't make sense. So it makes me feel like whoever came, I'm gonna clarify, I don't know. Whoever came, it was disorganized. So, like, she was already not physically able to defend herself. Like, it wasn't, for me, this isn't a card where, like, it would be hard, like, Five of Swords, like, you know, yeah, alright. I feel like it will, disorganized fighting, like, it's, whoever came just was easily just able to incapacitate her. And that, like, this is the young energy. Like, they're not thinking about the past or the future. They're just in the moment. Okay. And feeling, usually, like in the Rider deck, it's like, usually it's like young masculine energies, the pages, but in this card it's a feminine energy, and I just felt like it kind of is linked to the feeling like a little girl, you know? Like you can't, like she can't, the fire that she had in the other readings, you know, it's like, the Devil card. So, yeah, this could be, I just felt like the last thing she thought about, meaning like, you know, like heaven, hell, like she's in hell, like this is hell. Even the flames here, like the flames around the foundation, she could have been thinking like how everything that led her to this point, like Hollywood was evil, you know, all the people in the politics and everything, evil, demons. I'm feeling like it happened fast. Like, she's already loopy, affected by the alcohol and whatever from the day. And this could even represent the enema. I don't know, I just thought that from the shape of this thing, because Someone didn't, it's almost like, boom, grabbed, and it just happens. And it's like the only thing she could do, this is like Medusa, right? Like Medusa-ish, no? You get that feel? It's like the death stare, the stink eye. It's like she couldn't, you know, the only defenses she had was like, you know, her eyes. Like she couldn't, I just feel like it happened quick. Let's clarify this. Let's just see if what comes out here. Can you tell me more about this 5? Like, in this moment, because this is what I feel is representing the moment, that moment. And then, like, the feeling, and then, like, being gone. Right before, you know, being gone. And, like, I just felt it, so I'm gonna say it. Like, here, she's holding this thing in her hand, and I feel like that represents the phone. Like, her being put on the bed, and the phone. Because she didn't pick that phone up on her own. Someone put her in the bed. Like, I think this happened in the room next to her room. I don't even think this happened. I think she opened the door, and it was like, boom. So tell me a little more, if you can, please, about this moment. Alright. Tell me a little more about this moment. Before we turn that, tell me a little more about this moment. Before we turn it over, I'll leave it there because it landed there. Alright, and on the bottom, the 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 5 of Coins. This just reminded me of Eunice's reading, alright? And it came out in reverse. Yeah. This came out in another reading, and I said what I felt about that. This, and I just felt it, could represent what Eunice saw or peeked in on. And if you're curious about that, watch the first reading. And how she had to fib about it later on. Or just how she peeked in on the liar, the sneak, the thief, the person, okay? Or 2 people. I don't know, those 2 foxes stand out to me. Maybe it was 2 people. Even with the fingers crossed, 2 people. I don't know. The 2 standing out to me. And this could just represent, like, the sadness of what was lost, you know. I really feel like Marilyn just ultimately wanted to be happy and have a family and a connection and a home. This could even represent going home, the final home that, you know, she saw to be heaven would be this. So in this moment, and here I have a 2 again, so it's making me feel like there were 2 people. And that, I feel, is her, the star. And this really is what I said here, what I felt about the liquid. Like her being put... Alright. Yeah, I feel like this was quick. Someone has their life in her hand. The choice is gone. There's no more choice. And these 2 cups, these 2... I feel like this is saying it was 2 people. And this would be what I feel like is her, like, kind of in between being totally gone. Okay? like, opens the door for these two people, boom, like, drifting off to, and being gone. And that went over here, so. Okay. The Emperor. She could have been thinking about her father. I felt that. And we saw this in another reading. But I can't remember right now. Maybe more than one. This could represent how Bobby went through her mind. Because I don't know, I'm associating it with, like, who she looked at as the leader. She may have recognized that she... what I felt like in one of the readings that this came out in, where I felt like it was representing, like, her energy, you know, her wanting to stand up and... Okay. People she worked with. Nine of Cups. The Sword of Truth. The Ace of Wands. This energy. I think this is, like, talking about all the thoughts, you know, going through the mind. Maybe the men she had been with, how that affected her. The father energy. The people she worked with. What she just had desired. Like, the stuff that she desired to make her emotionally fulfilled in life. This, like, happiness, you know. The sword. The truth, and maybe the swords that were put through her back. The way she's been betrayed by the truth, by trying to share the truth. How the truth has betrayed her. And this was the passion that was driving her to expose everything I felt in a lot of the readings. And here, you know, it's like a phoenix rising from the flames. You know. And it ends here, again, thinking of the father energy. Maybe thinking she's gonna get to meet her real father now. Because she never got to know who they were. I just felt this, so I'll say it. And it's kind of morbid, but I felt it. She might have, like, actually, in that crossing over state of, you know, actually been greeted by an ancestor that was her father or grandfather or something. And I felt it, so I said it. So now, this is this. And it lands on this. The Seven of Cups. So, this is all about everything that she had worked on up to that point in her life, you know. It's the Eight of Coins. To the Eight of Cups. Being forced to walk away from the cups. From the future that she had at one time dreamed. From the happiness that she desired for herself. Walking off into the abyss. To the new world. To the other side. And being that I landed there, I'm gonna say, like, something she felt like, she made the choices that led her to this place. So, whoever came to the door, these two people, that's what I feel was two people. I'm gonna say, I thought for sure, when I did the Peter read, that it was like Peter himself, but I'm not feeling that. I'm not seeing that. But I do think Bobby's the one who made the call that this, and I think that's why it was done a little sloppily. Like, I don't think it was necessarily planned to be then, that night. And I think that Marilyn was maybe ready to, with that Fool card and her Hermit card there, may have talked about leaving. Maybe even leaving that night. I don't know. And I have a feeling that the red book was like being looked for, and that Marilyn may have given the red book to either the press agent earlier that day, because she got a feeling after Peter had left, you know? I think she knew. Not necessarily knew this was going to happen this night, but she definitely, you know, yeah, this was kind of a weird reading, gave me weird feels, guys. I'm gonna leave that there, because I want to shake this feeling off, and, yeah. Alright. Alright, guys, if you watched, the videos in general, thanks, I appreciate you, and, like the video, subscribe if you're not already. If you want to donate to me, you can buy me a coffee, and if you would like a personal reading, check out my information. You can, hit me up in an email. Alright, see you next time.